dang, what did he die of?
Was it cancer?
Oh yeah, it was cancer.
I think it was cancer, right? It was cancer, yeah. So, you think he did it?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
Because why did the flip? Did he have a disguise and like thousands of dollars in his car, and then why did he have like blood on the scene? Like there's just a lot of incriminating evidence. Police shenaniganery aside, because they were completely incompetent and they also probably were very racist. I do still think he did it. I don't know why the O.J. Simpson case became a whole race thing, because he killed her, and then everyone began to say a bunch of awful racist rhetoric, being like, that makes sense. This is like, no, he just did it. It's not like a race.
Yeah, a lot of people try to throw race into a lot of like, things that really don't really need race, But it just reminds me that like O.J. Simpson's not the first person to,
kill people?
Not kill people, but he's not the first person to kill someone and like right after just come out and be like, I did it. Even though necessarily he didn't do that, but he wrote the book. Yeah. If I did it.
Just like how R. Kelly had that song or album that's called
album that like in jail, right? Yeah, pretty much.
Walk up to the club.
Exactly.
And then she.
That album was pretty incriminating. But
yeah.
I mean, even just like the two guys that killed Emmett Till, were like right after they were like, we did it.
Disgusting.
Like right after, you can't hold somebody accountable once the trial is over and he was found out guilty.
Which is awful.
Yeah.
It should be reopened and just have him thrown into, hell. That's not a swear word. That's in the Bible.
Oh yeah, that's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. It's fine.
Everything that's in the Bible is okay to say. So,
Slavery?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's understandable.
What was the cancer, by the way? It didn't look like if it was like stomach or throat or anything.
I don't remember exactly which cancer it was.
Neither do I. I just.
Yeah, but speaking of the Bible, the solar eclipse happened. What was that? What day was that?
It was the 8th of the 9th.
It was the 8th. Yeah, so did you hear online where a lot of people were just like talking about how like solar eclipse is like, that's the rapture,
Yeah, it was.
Sound the horns, the angels are coming, Jesus has chosen.
What annoys me is the fact that they're like, now that America is being impacted by something, the world is going to end, and that's just like the most narcissistic thing to be like, because it went over Mexico, went over a little bit of Canada, but no, it's the United States this time. Everything's going to poop.
Yeah, everybody just thought that like for some reason that it was covering the whole world. No, it just starts in the United States. It's going to cover other places, especially in Europe.
Yes. The thing about it is when eclipses happen, it's not total darkness for everything.
Exactly.
If it were to be total darkness for the entire globe, something has gone terribly wrong with the sun.
Yeah, that's what you think. But like the eclipses sucked. It wasn't even like nothing crazy. It really was. It wasn't that dark. In Texas, it actually was really dark.
Yes.
Here, it really wasn't nothing. It was bad. It was horrible. Like, it was too cloudy. You couldn't even see anything.
I will say, when I was here, I was expecting a lot of different things because I'd never seen a solar eclipse like that. Wait, is it called a solar eclipse or lunar eclipse?
Actually, which one is it?
I think a solar eclipse is when the sun gets blocked, but a lunar eclipse is when the sun blocks something else.
Well, I mean, the sun did get blocked by the moon that time. But it was a total. It was like a total.
I think
sunny.
The thing is, when the sun is blocked by the moon, that is a solar eclipse. But when the Earth blocks the sun to the moon, that's a lunar eclipse. And the moon gets all weird looking and stuff.
I don't understand. We definitely need to come back with facts. But like,
yeah, I'm just trying to remember.
It was. I think it's a total solar eclipse though.
Yes, and it's gonna happen in like another 20 years.
Exactly, 24. Well, 21. Actually, everybody keeps saying different dates.
Yeah. But for me, it was my first, and I did not know what to expect. So I went out of my dorm, just went to the bus stop, wanted to go into Maine because of other stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, might as well catch it. It's probably gonna be cool. Like, there's big rocks in the sky doing things. And then I looked up and I saw it, and I panicked. Because I was exposed to a lot of different horror-based space stuff, like Local 58, or that one SCP thing where the sun turns people into flesh monsters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I look up and I'm like, would it be crazy if gravity just turned off? And for like the entire time I was on campus, I was grabbing onto like railings and chairs and stuff because I felt like I'm stupidly superstitious and gullible and stuff like that, and I naturally have that weird existential phobia when it comes to the sky.
Yeah.
Because I cannot look at the night sky for too long. I will feel floaty and weird and dizzy. It's like the feeling of looking out to the ocean and feel like I could fall in there. And I look at the sky and be like, and off I go. This is not fun. It's like looking at a balloon, just get let go.
But yeah, a lot of people would I feel like since the earthquake happened, right?
Oh yeah.
And then the solar eclipse happened right after, a lot of people just get very superstitious. a lot of people, they were just like relating everything back to the Bible. It was like, I'm not very religious myself, right? But it's like, I mean, nah, it's just nothing to be taken that seriously. Like, come on, rapture, sound the horns off the rip, because of an earthquake and a solar eclipse. It's going to happen 24 years from now. People really thought that world was ending because of a solar eclipse.
Keep in mind, how pompous is it of Americans to feel a 4-point-something earthquake? Be like, and then nothing falls, but over in like, it's like Taiwan or something like that. One of the Asian countries, they were hit with a 7.
Yeah, I saw that.
Stuff
like buildings were, like even if buildings were destroyed, they were leaning. Like the whole infrastructure was like destroyed.
It is so arrogant of Americans. Americans are disgustingly arrogant, by the way. Everything's about them and nothing else.
Definitely.
It's so just annoying to be like
arrogant, ignorant.
That's
you just choose not to learn about the outside world.
I will say, when it comes to everything, be like, oh my god, it's like the 4 horsemen because in 2020 there was pestilence, and then now there's war, and then like we're just waiting for famine and death and stuff like that. But there, like back in the 2010s, there was this apocalypse scare. Where people were like, the rapture's gonna happen, and a bunch of trolls on the internet decide to lay out clothes to make it look like someone just vanished because the rapture's supposed to take someone. They can't bring their earthly possessions to heaven, so they just have clothes sitting or like in a pile on a sidewalk to make people believe that people got raptured.
You know, that brings up a great question. If you were, the rapture were to happen, right, and you were to be chosen, right, and as you said, you can't take none of your earthly possessions. If you could take one thing with you, what would it be? Just any random thing. One thing.
Well, it depends. How boring is heaven?
I don't know. We don't know.
Because I've seen a lot of depictions of heaven.
Yeah, I did. I heard a lot of depictions of heaven. I heard, well, from what I heard, you know, Christian-wise, that heaven, there's no bad. So like all the bad emotions, that's eliminated. There's no anger. There's no hatred. Like all that is eliminated. There's no sadness, no depression. You can't. That doesn't exist. So once you get up there, you're pretty much. I wouldn't necessarily say happy, but you're pretty much set, you know. So like if you could take one thing, what would it be?
One thing. What would matter in the face of God? Probably like a really cool yo-yo or something. I don't know.
Really cool yo-yo.
Like, why would they have yo-yos in heaven? You know, like might as well bring something like that, something gimmicky. Because there's probably not going to be Wi-Fi in heaven and stuff like that. So unless they have they have hell divers and stuff like that with no 5-hour wait time.
Yeah, I feel like heaven would probably have some fast internet. Honestly, if you think about it, you just have like I don't even know. You can what can you even compare it to? Like you wouldn't say lightning fast. You just have heaven fast.
You could say lightning fast. That would be funny.
It would be funny, but like I feel like you just have heaven fast internet. Like you can just download a 1 terabyte game and just like
makes the term a little funnier too.
Definitely does. But so let's move on to the topic of relationships, right? So you're in a relationship, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Remember we had talking brewskis, right? You know what I'm saying? So in terms of relationships, how many relationships have you been in? One so far. Okay, that's cool. So would you say you came into this relationship pretty like not knowing exactly what you're doing? So
I never knew what I was doing in terms of that kind of stuff. I was always really like both insecure and unsure because most of my life I got bullied for having crushes. My first ever crush, I tried to ask her and she straight up laughed in my face. So she and it was terrible because everyone in the grade just ganged up on me and just did that, called me a creep and stuff like that. And that sticks with you. Yeah. And so of course that affected my confidence and I was hardly confident enough to ask other people out. And then I tried again when I went to junior high. And I was tempted to ask one, and one of her snotty friends was like, she's never gonna want to go out with you. Like that kind of behavior, which is just so gross.
See, yeah, that's the thing I notice with a lot of guys, I feel like it's probably not even just the first interaction you have with a girl, but maybe a few it might take. But once you get hit with that, you're ugly, or I would never date you, or I don't know, any type of way where you can just get shut down, but in the most gruesome way possible, that it sticks with you.
Oh, absolutely. It still sticks with me now.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man in my 20s, and I still be like, just thinking about it because it's just bad.
Yeah, I feel you.
And it gets even worse. There was a time I tried to ask someone else. I gave her something for Valentine's Day. She regifted it. She gave it to someone else, bro! Freaking regifted it, dude!
That's not funny, man. That's not funny.
No, it's fine. You're allowed to laugh. It was bad, bro.
Oh, whoa.
I distinctly remember, it was like a corny little thing, just a fun little thing to get, like a little plush, a little candy. I saw her give it to someone.
She gave it right after?
Not right after, but it was like same day.
The same day? Same day?
To another guy.
Dang.
I know.
So she just walked up and was like, oh, dang.
No,
you
she
know,
said
you
it.
get my Valentine's? Here, I got you a gift. Like, really? And it was just your gift that you bought?
Yup.
Oh, it wasn't like a, what's it called, anagram or manogram? Like, you know, those like...
A mammogram?
What's it called? I forgot what they're called.
No, it's not a candy.
Not the candy.
No, I literally went out to like, get a cute little Valentine's Day themed toy and some candy. That's it. Like just something nice.
All right.
Because I was still really immature. I didn't really know what people did for that kind of stuff.
What grade was this again? Eighth grade.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you would consider, we call it middle school. Would that be?
I wouldn't consider it middle school.
Junior high?
It's junior high.
Yeah, that's what y'all call junior high. But we call it middle school for them.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. There's a difference. I've been learning that. There's a difference.
Yeah, there is a bit of difference. It's that weird in between for everything, but
Yeah.
I see.
Like for some people, fifth grade is considered elementary school.
Really?
Yeah, fifth to eighth to me was middle school, so I don't know. Even in Philadelphia, like some people said fifth grade was elementary for them, but I'm like fifth grade to me was.
That kind of makes sense because for me, I kind of divide it this way. There's kindergarten, and there's elementary, which is first to fourth. Then middle school would be fifth to eighth, and then ninth to 12th.
Exactly. That's how I divided it.
Okay.
But y'all called it junior high, we called it middle school.
Yeah, I feel like it's just you divide it even further, I guess.
Yeah. But like, yeah, so dang, bro, that's really crazy. That's a crazy story.
Bad, dude.
I feel you. Oh man, my relationship stories is like there's a lot of crazy. My last ex, it's a whole Netflix story, so I'm definitely not gonna get into it.
But they sell it? They'll probably greenlight it.
I mean, they would, but it's like I wouldn't get into it because it's a lot. It's bad. It was bad from me dating her to now who I'm dating, but it is really bad. But like I feel like going into a relationship, it's your first relationship, honestly. What happens in there is also going to stay with you later on. I feel like, me personally, I wouldn't consider any of my relationships a bad one, only because I feel like everything's a learning experience. Bad or good is a learning experience. So, although we probably ended off rocky, I wouldn't be like, oh, I hate them, or I despise them, pray on the worst. I wouldn't do that because I feel like, it was a learning experience. And I'm not perfect either, so it's not like I did, the best things there too. I did what I could for what I learned then. But I feel like each relationship has strengthened me to do better in the current relationship I'm in now. Every relationship just made me do better because I learned from my past mistakes, any mistakes that, they probably made up until now. So yeah, I wouldn't say no relationship is bad, technically. So yeah. What'd you think about that?
You're a big man. You're very wise, very strong. I straight up
Yeah.
hate people. And I see what you mean, and there is learning experiences. Learning experiences also like breaking your foot. I would call it a good thing. Because sometimes you can be honest with yourself and realize, yeah, I made mistakes.
Yeah.
But then you can also look back and say, hey, their mistakes are worse, and they can just go, not be here.
Do not be here.
I try my best, man.
I feel you. But I feel like, yeah, no, I can definitely understand it. I wouldn't say I wouldn't understand a person who feels like that. I wouldn't feel like that.
You were judging.
No, I wouldn't judge. I definitely wouldn't judge. That's like, because I definitely had that experience too, where I was like, yo, like right after, if something bad really happened, and like especially my last ex, if something bad really happened, it's like, dang, bro, I hate you. I'm not, I hate you like that. But it's like,
look to the camera, tell us straight.
I hate you.
but it's, I don't even know your name. I don't even know how you look like. I hate you.
But it's like now I can't hate people for long, and I can't dislike people for long. Yeah, it may be corny, but I watch Vinland Saga. You know the anime Vinland Saga.
I do not watch anime.
Alright, well, this character Thorfinn, you know what I'm saying? Just know he's a Viking. He was a Viking since he was a child because the person. Short story, pretty much Thorfinn. He has a dad, right? His dad was a Viking. His dad stopped being a Viking, right? But you're not allowed to do it. Once you're in a Viking guild, you can't give up. So his dad, had kids. So it's him and his sister and his mom. They live in this little place, this little farming area, the little village. They do their thing. They're living pretty peacefully. This other character named Askeladd, who was the leader of the Vikings that Thorfinn's dad was a part of, he came for revenge. He's like, you gotta die. You can't leave us. Either you die here or you just die here. There's no other choice. You're gonna die. So Thorfinn watched his dad die, right? Because his dad was like, it's understandable. That's just is what it is. You can't. I was already in that life. I can't go back now. But you're a child. You have to learn from my mistakes that you shouldn't have no enemies at all. You're a child. You don't have to make enemies. You do not have to have enemies. So Thorfinn, when he actually followed Askeladd, the person that killed his father, and his crew ever since he was a child, and he grew up in Askeladd's guild of Vikings, fighting with Askeladd on the potential day that he can kill Askeladd. So he was fighting with him, training and killing people, always up to the point where he could kill Askeladd. Spoiler alert: he wasn't able to kill Askeladd. Askeladd died, and he actually felt sympathy because Askeladd became like his new father, kind of. Because Askeladd wasn't such a bad person. He is, but not too bad. He still kind of actually did care about Thorfinn. So Askeladd died. Thorfinn was kind of torn about it, and he became a slave afterwards. And he learned from all his past mistakes, and he was haunted by like all the people that he killed. That to the point where he decided he would never take up a weapon or really harm anyone, and he decided that he would not have any enemies. And I learned from that. That anime really changed my life. I decided like I wouldn't really hate people. I wouldn't take up arms or try to harm anybody just because. I would definitely defend myself though. If I had to defend myself, I'm going to defend myself. But even then, when I was younger, I never really tried to fight anybody unless I had to defend myself. But yeah, I learned from that anime that like I wouldn't say I have enemies. There might be people out there that want to put me down, but I wouldn't say I have enemies. I wouldn't make them my enemy just because you want to put me down. I still love you. I wouldn't say that you're my enemy. You know what I'm saying? It's just you just gotta give love and spread kindness. But same thing with my exes. I wouldn't say I hate them. It's just you were a learning experience. That's what you were to me. That's what I would say. Yeah, that's what I think about it.
Honestly, again, you're a lot bigger man than me because for me, I'm also not a violent person, but it's not by choice. I cannot throw a punch to save my life. Unfortunately, I have been pushed down onto the ground. I've been spat on. I've been confronted and threatened. I've had everything happen to me like that. And I've just never been able to throw a punch. I've had people come up screaming in my face, telling me that they're going to tear me limb from limb, and just screw me up.
Me personally,
and
you do what you got to do. Honestly, I always said, if I was to get jumped, I'm biting balls. I'm biting balls. I'm biting, I'm grabbing, I'm scratching, I'm clawing. If I'm getting jumped, I'm getting jumped.
Because while I have had that happen, I've never actually been punched. I've been threatened a lot, and I have been like intimidated, stuff like that, but I've never actually been hit. I've never actually had someone throw a solid punch to the gut, to the chest, to the face, nothing. And I'm lucky for that. Very lucky.
I feel like in your terms, the best thing for that, well, good. You've never been in a fight or actually been,
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. I guess hopefully not. But in terms of fighting, the best thing when it comes to fight, I really think that throwing a punch is not the best. It's not the most important, I would say. Taking punches and taking damage is actually the most important. If you can keep taking like blows and still fight, you're most likely gonna win. Because at the end of the day, it's about who can take the most blows.
It's true.
So yeah.
I will say I'm at a severe disadvantage. I am severely asthmatic.
Dang.
It's bad. It's bad. It's lights out for me if I take a good punch to the stomach. Like I'll be gone.
If I get hit in the nose, I'm going down. I don't know. Getting hit in the nose is like bad.
It is.
It's bad.
Have you ever gotten hit in the nose and you like sneeze?
Yeah. That's the. I don't think I've sneezed, but I got hit in the nose, and it feels like you have to sneeze for like a good couple of seconds. And I'm like, whoa. After that, my eyes start tearing up. I'm like, nah, I can't do this. But like, no, I've been hit, but it's like I can take punches. It's really nothing great. But yeah. Well, moving on. Next conversation. That same conversation that we had in Brewskis. You gotta explain it. First, we gotta give some backstory. You gotta explain about dogs, emo, and punks, right?
Okay. I've come up with the 5 categories. So I'll explain. There's emo, there's goth, there's punk, there's scene, and there's alt.
Oh, yeah, scene.
Alt.
Yeah.
Instead of scene and like hardcore scene, it's scene and alt.
Okay.
I described it as this. Emos see the world as incredibly screwed up and it makes them depressed. And they see themselves in the world and they hate themselves for it. Goths see the world as screwed up and they find the beauty in it, which is why they're associated with cathedrals and castles and candelabras and lace and thorns and wilting flowers and stuff like that. Punks see the world as screwed up and they hate it and they actively fight to change it. Similar to emos, they're angry, but instead of bringing it towards themselves inward like emos do, they push it outward and fight angrily. Then there's scene. Scene is energetic as punk, but as depressive as emo, because they are like self-destruction in rainbow colors. And then there is alt. Alt is just the aesthetic. You act like you're doing anything. You don't even care that the world's screwed up. You just like dark colors and being different, quote unquote. One of those people being like, hey, you ever heard of this indie band called Nirvana? But acting as if you're totally different and stuff like that. It's more just a color coding than it is an actual message, in my opinion at least. To all our alt chicks watching this, I can't swear, God dang it.
Okay, so what would you consider yourself?
Myself? Oh man, I don't even know because I'm too whippy to be punk. I'm too happy with my life to be emo. I'm too colorful to be goth. I'm definitely not scene, and I would not consider myself alt. I do not want to consider.
So
alt.
would you say you're your own category? You're Jeremy. You're Jeremy. That's fun.
I would say I would like to try and embrace the more punkish aesthetic. I've been wanting to buy like chains for my black jeans, get more colorful outfits, and just make myself look like a nice tattered up, painted, just wall and stuff like that. Just nice ragtag type of stuff.
I feel you. So, I feel like we should lead to a conversation of style now with that. So you would consider emos, punks, scenes, all of them, to have their own different styles?
Yes, they all have their own very specific aesthetic. It's really self-contained in my opinion. I explained yesterday how you can kind of categorize the aesthetic. Okay, so for goths, it's always black, white, and gray. That's the main color palette. It's very monochromatic. And you can expect stuff like chantilly lace, the classic laces. Also, sometimes you can expect like fishnets. It's stuff like that, as well as more beautiful looking things. More artistic museum-like things. Imagine a library or a museum after hours, that kind of beauty. Or think of something a little more intimidating, like a massive Catholic cathedral, or like a castle on a hill, stuff that's vampiric, stuff that's of old. Also, mortuary stuff, like crossbows, like the thing with the bones, skulls, coffins, gravestones. It's essentially embracing death. That's why I'm saying they find the beauty in the horrific. Emos, on the other hand, are much more emotionally charged. They're more based on raw, intense emotions, be it incredible, depressive sadness, fury at not being able to understand their emotions, heartbreak, love, all that kind of stuff. It's classic MCR stuff, and you can really categorize it with stuff like that's dreary. Not depressive as mopey, but dreary. Like a gloomy, muggy, humid day. And it's more colorful than goths. They have bright colors to kind of accentuate themselves. The reds, the purples, the pinks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then we have scene, which is much more hardcore than emo, because it's much more self-destructive in my opinion. It is taking all the just drug-addicted, sex-addicted, neurotic, hedonistic elements of all those things and combining it into this one loud, thrashy rave party. It's
I say rave parties.
Yep.
They get crazy.
This is more neon type colors. Think of grungy blacks and browns and grays mixed with neon cyans, then you have greens and bright highlighter pinks, stuff like that all together. And it is still DIY at the end of the day, similar to punks. You'll see them like staple like crush cans to their suits, have zippers on their stuff, and going to punks. Their aesthetic is much more revolutionary. That's where you get iconography like the Che Guevara face, and then posting about Malcolm X and stuff like that, and also the fist, and
the fist,
the fist, and other stuff like that. It's a lot of tagging type stuff with graffiti elements mixed with more passion and skill. Think of the Sex Pistols. The Sex Pistols were not very talented musicians, but they were angry. Ignore the fact that they were in fact a boy band that was made by a label, just to continue talking about this, and they're trying to seem like an ensemble cast of people that were furious about something. Very anti-authoritative and stuff like that. And then there's alt. Alt is a very milquetoast. Think of the most basic thing you could do in terms of a mixture of emo and goth and punk. You can dye your hair, you can wear drab colors, you can wear colorful leggings, you can say listen to the Smashing Pumpkins and the Pixies. That's basically it. It's just aesthetic. You don't stand for anything. You don't stand for intense emotions, self-destruction, the beauty of the dead, or fighting for anything. You're just there to seem cool. That is what alt is to me. Those are the aesthetics.
Okay.
That's the style.
So you said you wanted to upgrade your style a little bit. Like, explain to that a little bit further.
Okay, for me, I love colors. I'm a big colors guy. Like for me, you see the shirt, I match it with the socks. I love matching. It's kind of a reference to the Batman movie too, because of Batman socks and the Nirvana and stuff. I like doing that, matching stuff like that. And I also like representing the stuff that interests me. I'll only ever buy shirts of bands, albums, or songs that I really like. In my dresser, I have System of a Down's Toxicity, one of my own poems. It's so close to being a favorite.
Definitely a great song, love that song.
God.
Got it in my playlist.
Yeah, and I have more Nirvana shirts. I have Dark Side of the Moon. I have Animals by Pink Floyd. Just stuff like that. Stuff that really interests me. I haven't busted it out yet because it's white, and I don't like wearing white shirts because of the stains, and I just don't look at them white. But I have Ready to Die by Biggie. I've been wanting to wear that shirt so goddamn bad. And I also like just colors. I have striped shirts because I love how stripes look on me. I love the bright contrasts. And as for pants, I only like wearing the black pants so the shirt stands out. And I like matching my clothes with my socks. I like having a green shirt, green socks, blue shirt, blue socks. And if I had the money for it, I'd love to invest in more kicks. I only got the solid black and white shoes, but if I could, definitely more Vans that match with the shirts.
So question, in terms of like, I would say in terms of most of your clothes, do you feel like they have to be name brand?
No, I don't care about name brand. Hell.
All right, well I got something for you then.
If anything, I'd rather shirts that have nothing on, just a solid color, like a purple shirt or a red shirt. I love that more than anything else. I don't want to be a billboard for a company.
Where do you shop?
Walmart. I don't care. I got Amazon for some of my shirts.
I was just gonna say Guess.
Getting
Or Hot Topics. That's what I'm thinking of you. Hot Topics.
This is Hot Topic actually. I've taken a few Hot Topic shirts, I'm not gonna lie. But for the most part, I don't really go for name brand stuff. And that says the brand. I'm not gonna get like, you're a postal or like Costa and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm sure.
I'm not really in for like the hype brands and stuff like that either. Unless they have something cool. There was one shirt that was branded, I forget the name of the company, but it was not shirt, it was a jacket. And it had like a green and blue sleeve. The main thing was like half yellow, half red. There was a part that was purple up here. It's a really patchwork looking shirt. I love stuff that looks like that. And there are people on campus that get dripped the hell out. It amazes me. There's someone with like daisy print pants. There's a guy with like this like DIY looking sweater and stuff like that. People with chains and just stuff hanging out their pockets. I love that aesthetic so much. It's just so.
Yeah, I was thinking about ever since I was younger, I actually kind of wanted to go into like that area of style, like chains, black. I wouldn't say tight. I don't really like tight pants. I actually I like stretch. Stretch is like my favorite because it feels like sweatpants. I like the breathe. So yeah, I was thinking about getting like chains, stuff like that. Probably like some I don't know, cross earrings maybe, stuff like that. Yeah, I was thinking about getting something. So like. I wanted to see when it comes to my style. I feel like I'm a little bit different. I don't fall into like a one category. I feel like my niche is pretty like.
I love your outfits, man. Honestly, like you're what I want to kind of achieve with my outfits to some extent because it's so badass just seeing you roll up with all the colors and the designs.
Yeah, like I could go from this, and then I had like a Japanese fit, you know, with the smiley face. Yeah. I had that. I was thinking about going for like a more punk rock type, you know, fit, stuff like that. Someone change stuff like that. See, I like to. Also want more casual fits. I need definitely more casual fits. Something like a turtleneck sweater, pants, casual fit pants, shoes. I need more shoes, stuff like that. So I was thinking about upgrading my style this summer and stuff like that because I definitely need. I like to broaden my range of style. A lot of people, I get a lot of comments on my clothes. You know, like, oh, I like your shirt, I like this, you know, man, your style. And I'm like, well, yeah, thanks. But like me, I don't know. I feel like I'm more in basic. I feel like I definitely do better in my style and definitely upgrade it. But I'm gonna start shopping on Shein more. Shein for guy stuff is like you get. I mean, for one, it's cheap prices, and
that's really good.
They got a lot of stuff, like a lot of good looking stuff for guys there. So I was thinking you should probably shop on Shein. Most of my clothes actually comes from Amazon.
Oh shoot, you do?
This comes from Amazon. You can get some good clothes from Amazon.
I know that for sure. There's one shirt that I got, the white and black striped shirt that I have. I got that from Amazon from a shop called Funny World. It was really called Funny World, but it feels amazing. It's really comfortable fabric, I will say. Wore that shirt my second day ever on campus, and I had a group of frat guys like bump into me and call me Waldo.
Dang.
Yeah. I still wear it. I don't care. They can't swear. Hey, if you're watching this, just know I'll beat you with a rock.
Rock, put me a brick. But yeah, okay, that's cool. So another topic I wanted to bring up. You know what I'm saying? We gotta talk about this. Definitely gotta talk about this. The future of AI. Where's your stance on AI?
Okay. First. I have actually categorized AI use into 3 different things. AI as a tool, AI as a spectacle, and AI as the replacement. AI as the tool and spectacle I'm fine with. Replacement I'm not. As a tool, it's the stuff that we've seen with the Beatles, with Spider-Verse, and with the stuff that was mentioned yesterday at Mindset, if you don't know. Basically using AI to create backgrounds if you don't have the time or money, or you can't do that. If you can't go make something, you can use AI to help yourself if you need it. It's not there to replace anyone, you're making it for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's tool usage in my opinion. You're actively using it as a tool. It's a compartment, it's a piece, it's not the main draw. Then we shift to spectacle. Have you ever heard of Glorb?
No.
Glorb is this YouTuber who makes a bunch of original rap songs while using SpongeBob character AI. And he makes his own beats, I believe, and he makes all its lyrics, but he uses the AI voice to enhance it, make it jokes.
Are you talking like the Krusty Crew?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I like their songs. Their songs are really good.
That's AI as a spectacle. Works like Plankton singing Mr. Brightside and stuff like that, or Hotel California, but all the lyrics are turned into AI images. That is AI for the spectacle. It's not something new and creative, but it's there because, hey, look at this AI doing an AI thing. Look how funny. That's the whole thing. Then there's AI as the replacement. That's when you take the art of an AI bot and call it a masterpiece. That I don't like.
Why so?
Very recently, Pink Floyd announced that there is going to be a 50-year anniversary special for Dark Side of the Moon because it completed 50 years just last year. And they had a bunch of people be like, I challenge you to make a music video for any of the songs of the album. And people did. There's stuff like claymation, hand-drawn animation, paintings, digital art and stuff like that. People poured months and months and months of their effort into this project, and it was a competition. And there were 10 winners, one for each song on the album. One of the winners was AI. One of the winners replaced human effort over the course of months that didn't even look as good as some of the losers. It is insane. That I do not care for, that I do not like.
Understandable.
It takes away so much. Another thing, I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, but I'll mention it here on the cast, where it was alleged that for the newest Naruto game, some of the voice actors got their voice stolen. The company used AI so they could undercut their voice actors.
And you wouldn't have to pay them. AI.
Yep. It is disgusting what's being done, man. That, and there's also talk about some AI companies getting advert money and forcing their bots to subliminally use more ads in their answers. So even that, if you want something reliable from AI, you can't even get that because companies are too busy sticking their fingers in their pies. It's just awful, awful, awful.
Well, seeing that you're a media and journalism major, right?
That I am.
Well, seeing as that we're media and journalism majors in our own areas, it's definitely going to affect the media world. I remember I was in a news and democracy class here at Bloomsbury, and we were talking about AI and like how it would definitely affect the media world. So, for example, there's I forgot exactly which company it was, but it's this company that's using AI to print out newspapers and stories, and we're like, okay, that's cool and all, but then you're taking away from the work of people who actually have to do that. And sure, it may be consistent. But that's the thing, it's like you gotta think about how reliable can AI be when they're conjuring up stories and this, that, and the third.
Not to mention, how good would the story even be because the AI wasn't there.
They had no emotion, that's what we're talking about. The AI wasn't there. So let's say you were a journalist, you went out to go see, I don't know, Donald Trump at a pep rally and then somebody spat on him. Like, it's like, you know, as an AI, sure, it can't be biased, which is a great thing. You're not gonna get a biased news story, but it doesn't have emotion. So we're talking about, I think during this time, this is when some war was going on in the Middle East. I forgot exactly which war it was. Do you remember?
The one that's going on right now? Or?
Yeah.
I think it's just the
Israeli-Palestinian
war.
The Israel and Palestinian one. Remember, you heard about all those babies getting blown up?
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that? Yeah, we're talking about that. So we're like, okay, so if you were a journalist and you went out there and you heard about all that stuff, right? What you can put into your journalistic efforts when you're making, a story about it, right? Which I feel like would be a great thing. You could talk about, the emotions that went on there, what happened, exactly how it felt, because you're human. AI cannot do that. It can't generate just emotion. It can't comprehend emotions. So yeah, although you may be getting a non-biased story, you're not going to get any emotion out of it. You're not going to get the human feel of it.
You're not going to understand exactly what
You're not going to understand what went down.
Because if you see like people running from a building, why are they running from? Are they like running from a fire?
Yeah, are you gonna get from AI? Like they ran for a fire. When they human, you can get they ran for a fire from a fire because they were very scared. You know, they were scared for their lives. These people are dying. You're not gonna get that with AI. But yeah, I feel like some companies such as X by Elon Musk. You heard about the chip that they actually implanted into a human brain?
What?
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
No.
Oh, all right, yeah, that's crazy. So my first year here, my first semester here, I had a communication class where I had to, we had to do speeches and stuff like that. One of my speeches was about Elon Musk, X, his company X, not Twitter. The other company, he named everything X. I don't know why. It's dumb, but his company X. Yeah, his company X. They had been working on a chip that they can, like an AI chip, they can implant into a human brain, and it's supposed to do a lot of things. It's supposed to fix disabled people. If your legs don't work, it's supposed to be able to fix that. You're supposed to be able to work technology just off your brain alone, off your consciousness alone. So yeah, they actually just finally implanted it into someone's brain. We don't know exactly who yet, and apparently it's pretty successful right now for what they say. We haven't seen anything about it yet, but apparently it's pretty successful. He also did make at when was this? I think it was last year. I'm gonna say last year or probably a year ago. They did have a little get together with a couple of ex-employees, right? And then they had a little showcase of their robot that they made, a little AI technology robot that they're planning to release. I think they said 2050. Yeah.
So in our lifetime?
So we're gonna be there when they're releasing this AI robot, and they showcase it. This AI robot is very great, bro. It can do a lot. It can do a lot.
They got like Jenny Wakeman already.
Exactly. You can do a lot. I mean, from what we're saying, AI, like technology is moving so fast that we're gonna be, by our lifetime, we're gonna be able to like experience it. But like, I mean, depending on how it goes. Me personally, how I feel about AI, the way that they're going, it's going just like how the movies and how the games are going. Like, you ever seen Detroit Become Human?
I have not, but I know of it, and I kind of get the idea.
Yeah, I played the game. I've seen it. Yeah, bro, if it gets there, I mean, depending on how the game goes, because it is a choice-based game, it's gonna look bad. It's gonna look bad.
I'm not excited for this, man. I'm gonna tell you, because some innovations do have me impressed. I don't remember where it was, but if you find it just off this, it's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like a VR headset of some sort that they put on blind people and they can see. Like they threw a ball at a blind person, he caught it. I know.
What?
Yeah, because it detects sensors or sensory stuff in the air.
And then it sends to the brain.
And you can see it, like it sends it straight to the brain.
That's amazing.
I know. It impressed the hell out of me when I saw it.
Yes, what is AI?
Because that's fine. But the thing about having it actively be implanted in you, because what if they just use, not to sound like conspiratorial, but they could literally like
Control you.
Yeah,
That's a lot of things that people were talking about. Like,
teeny tiny little bombs, and you're gone.
Oh, you Star Wars fan?
Yeah, I'm a Star Wars fan. I haven't caught up, but I
Order 60. Oh, yeah. You're a
it's
Star
literally
Wars fan.
turning us into sleep.
Order 66. When they just said destroy all the Jedi, and it just boom, just instantly switch all the clones to just turn on their masters and stuff like that. I mean, hey, it could happen. It definitely could happen. I'm a Star Wars fan.
And there's some AI technology that's very worrying. I heard about this one. I don't know if this is real. I could be falling for a troll, but I'm going to reiterate it because it doesn't seem like it's that unlikely. An AI bot that would go through people's databases, like their law history, see what happened, and find out like about their demographics, see what's their tax bracket, stuff like that, and determine the likelihood of them to commit a crime, and keep tabs on them. That feels targeted. That feels targeted as well.
It's a great thing, but it's very targeted.
Because who do you think it would? Who would be targeted most?
Exactly.
Exactly, dude.
The minorities, man. We're gonna get hit with that. That's bad.
Or like you said, we thank you because probably Hispanic here. Like, the thing about it, we will get targeted. My family would get targeted. Your family would get targeted. If they do stuff like that, they would target the hell out of us because it's so easy to be like, oh, look at them. They're about to commit a crime. It's just that mentality, but made scientifically accurate. Like, it's bullshit. I'm sorry, but it is. I don't trust that kind of stuff to use robotic intuition to solve human crises.
I feel like you said, we should definitely use it as a tool, not as a replacement.
Correct.
The replacement is horrible. That's just...
We as humans are already fallible enough.
That's what I'm saying. What are we going to do when we're out of jobs? Like when it's just all AI, right? What do you do?
Back to the mines, my boy.
I heard they're probably gonna have to switch over to currency, like switch over to like how currency works in general, just to fit how we would live. Because if AI takes over all jobs, you wouldn't have to pay nobody. I mean, how are you gonna make money? How are we gonna be able to spend that money? And what are we gonna spend it on?
What if we just don't let people die then? Wouldn't it be cool if homelessness just stopped because no one needed a job?
That's pretty like homelessness would probably stop because nobody needs a job. Everybody's pretty much stable because you don't need a job to have a home anymore.
Unless we do that thing that happened where you know how they legalized weed in California, but all the offenders beforehand didn't get released?
Yeah.
It'd be like that. All the homeless people before that, you stay homeless, you're fine.
That's great. That's how I think it's gonna be anyway. Honestly, that makes sense.
It's not a real freedom or country if we don't kneecap the people that are already even more kneecapped than we are.
So alright, let's move on. Boom. You already know we got to talk about the Drake, the J. Cole, and the Kendrick Lamar beef. What do you think about it? What do you think so far?
I like Kendrick Lamar. I listen to Humble and I like the way he raps. But the thing about it is those lines are killing him.
Definitely.
I love the wordplay. He is a lyrical genius. And looking up on the history between Drake and Kendrick, Kendrick is right when he says you cannot call yourself the GOAT if you have a ghostwriter.
Thanks.
Absolutely no doubt in my mind he killed with that line. Not a doubt in my mind. As for J. Cole, two of the biggest conscious rappers of all time beefing, and then J. Cole putting out that garbage. Bro,
I heard it wasn't that bad.
I'm on the fence. I'm not too big a fan of it. And then he apologized, which is very unheard of for this kind of stuff, but I'm not gonna lie.
Then he apologized about apologizing.
We apologized? No way! I was about to commend him for it.
He said, I'm sorry on his stage. He's like, I'm sorry guys for apologizing in my song. Like,
I'm sorry. Love has a massive voice.
Yeah. So, what do you? All right, honestly, if this beef was, if this beef is to continue, who do you think would technically win overall? The public's opinion.
Kendrick.
No. Yeah, no.
My top 5, Drake.
Short guys on top. Short guys on top. We're winning. That's what I learned about this year.
That's right. He's a short king.
Yeah, that's what I learned about this year. A lot. Short people, they're angry. That's what I learned. You know what I'm saying? This year,
it's more compressed. It's like a black hole of anger.
But you do know the reason behind Kendrick and Drake's beef.
Kinda. It started back literally a decade ago.
Yeah.
Where some guy made fun of Drake, and then Kendrick saw the thing. He's like, that's funny. Yeah. And then Drake got pissy. And then Kendrick came out with a massive diss to a bunch of rappers. To everybody.
And Drake was in that, and then he got in his bag.
He was got in his
bag.
Drake was the only guy that got pissed.
The only rapper.
Tyler, he mentioned, who else did he mention? He mentioned a few.
The Game.
The Game. He mentioned,
I think he mentioned Cole, too.
Did he mention Cole?
I think he mentioned
a lot of people, and all of them were like, damn. I'm part of history now.
He's like, no, I'm actually the better rapper. I'm not part of it. Everyone's like, no, I'm better. This and the third. Drake. Man, I'm
not here to kill you.
I don't think that was cool, man. They shouldn't have did that.
Guys, shouldn't we be able to solve this with our feelings? I don't want to be able to do this. That was really mean, Kendrick.
Just oh my god, dude. And then he comes up with subliminals after subliminals, and then Kendrick's just straight up saying, bro, shut up!
And that's why Kendrick just decided, I don't like Drake anymore. He literally just said outright, I don't like Drake.
They used to be buddies.
They used to be on every song together. Every song they made, bro, was a hit. But now he's like, I don't like Drake.
And then Drake keeps friendship being like, don't you remember when we were like this pookie? And then starts posting pictures from 2010 with them standing next to each other.
See, Drake, I just realized a lot of relationships with Drake just never last.
With women and men?
With women and men. He was friends with Ice Spice for 2 seconds.
Was he? I did not know about that.
Yeah, as soon as Ice Spice blew up, he texted her, and it was this one time you can see them, they're at a concert together. After that, everybody was just talking about how Drake doesn't follow Ice Spice anymore. So we're like, why? She doesn't even know. And then he said subliminal. He dissed her in one of her songs.
What? Which one? Was it for?
I forgot exactly which song it was. But what did he say? I'm trying to remember. He was like, think she can rap. She not a 10 out of. He called her a 10 out of 10, but I forgot what the.
She called her a 10, but called her a rap.
He called her a 10 out of 10, but then said she couldn't rap in that whole bar.
Are you sure it was Ice?
Yeah, it was Ice.
Huh.
I can look it up right now, actually.
Please do, because now I'm curious. Jesus. That's the thing about Drake. He is. Do you remember how in Machine Gun Kelly's diss towards Eminem, Machine Gun Kelly just nonstop complimented Eminem? It's like Drake will sometimes compliment people he's supposed to be having beef with. He did that with Fantano. He was like, "Hey, bro, you have a black wife. That's the only reason why I like you. Your life is a 1 out of 10. Win, win, win." It's the most annoying stuff.
Yo.
I tried.
Understand. Dang, I'm trying to find the bar. You can keep talking though.
Okay. But it's also, didn't Ice also have beef with another chick? Yeah. Lotto. I don't know how to feel about Lotto. She's good, but she's not that good.
Whoa, Lotto's a great rapper now. Lotto's a great rapper. When it comes to women rappers, Lotto's a
I need
great
to be
rapper.
convinced still with Lotto.
Lotto's a great
I
rapper.
prefer Glorilla.
Glorilla?
I don't know. I love
What?
that.
No, it gotta be a bias now. We're talking about rapping here?
Oh.
And you choose Glorilla?
I need to dive into more of their stuff then, man.
Nah, Mulatto is definitely better, bro. Definitely. That's not even. What do you think is the best female rapper?
Right now?
Top 3. What's your top 3?
Top 3. Okay. I'll be real, man. I can't even tell you a top 2.
Dang. So you know what's the female rapper, I'm guessing?
I don't, not that often. I can get into it because, actually, can I quickly do a side tangent? I have this thing where I've noticed for the past few years there's always this one song that's hypersexual as crap, and it kind of mentions topics that people are really iffy about. For example, in 2020, we had WAP, which was very sexual and no female empowerment. 2021, Montero, very sexual about gay sex. 2022, Unholy, very sexual, trans and non-binary people singing. And then last year, 2023, Free My Brother in Christ by Sexy Red. That one was literally about police injustice while also talking about how you want to have coitus with your imprisoned lover. But I love that song. I love that song to death. That's one of my favorite songs from last year, and last year was boring. Boring as hell.
But yeah, I just found the lyrics. It said, she's a 10 trying to rap, it's good on you. That was it.
Wait, what was the last line?
She's a 10 trying to rap, it's good on you.
Oh my god. It's going on you. That could be anyone.
Bro, this is right after we just met Ice Spice, man. It gotta be her. She's
What
a
did she do then?
But this thing, she's a 10 trying to rap, it's good on you.
I just got what you meant. I thought you said it's going on
Nah,
you.
he said it's good on you.
He's talking about the music videos. That,
Exactly.
yeah, it's gotta be us.
Exactly.
It's gotta be us
It's-
then.
Like, exactly.
Okay.
So at least
Yeah, I
it's-
see.
But yeah, in my opinion, I feel like out of the 3, I feel like I can't really choose actually. I like all 3 of them at the same time. You know, they all make good music.
They do.
Even though Drake does have those writers.
Drake's
The Weeknd
off recently.
He definitely has some off.
Mhm.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
With Honestly Nevermind, dude. The best thing he's released was what was it with the woman with the teeth on the album cover, like the 21 Savage project.
Yeah, 21 Savage project.
What was it called? I forgot. Her Loss. It was Her Loss. Yeah, Her Loss is probably the best thing that he's done in a while. I'm not going to talk about Certified Lover Boy.
That wasn't a bad album. It wasn't a bad
It was
album.
too cheesy.
It was definitely cheesy, but it wasn't a bad album.
It's like more cheesy than Drake should be, if I'm going to be honest.
I mean,
I bumped to One Dance. I like God's Plan. I can't front. Also, Nice for What is one of his best fucking songs. Best songs ever. And as for J. Cole, I'm not that familiar with J. Goddamn Cole. I honestly do prefer Kendrick over J though. It's easy. Easy heck.
I understand. Alright, so we're gonna move on to my new segment here. So we're gonna be talking about Mandela Effects, right?
Oh,
So we're gonna play a little game, right? Since it's just me and you, we might as well do this right now.
Alright.
So I'm gonna ask you some Mandela Effect questions. Right.
Sure.
And let's see if you can actually remember. Based off your memory, what do you think the actual
Let's play. How
Or-
stupid
or
is
it
this?
was.
Oh, that's supposed to be someone else.
Yeah, so we're gonna see like if you can remember exactly how this brand or maybe line, it could be anything, how it's actually said or how it's actually made, and we'll see if you get it right. And I'll tell you that it might most likely be a Mandela effect. So we're gonna start with this, right? We're gonna start with this. Is it Jif or Jiffy butter?
I call it Jif.
You call it Jif?
Yeah.
Understandable. Understandable. It definitely was Jif.
Okay,
So
so
make sure. I ain't gonna hold it when I was younger. I used to call it Jiffy. I used to call it Jiffy.
I have a jar of Jif in my cupboard.
So
right
that
now.
makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. But I used to call it Jiffy butter back then.
Really? I mean, I've heard a few people call it Jiffy butter. I think it's because the thing about Skippy too.
Makes sense, makes sense. All right, so moving on, next one. So we gotta wrap it up, we're getting here at time. Is it Looney Tunes, as in Toons, or is it Looney Tunes, Tunes?
I know about this one too, because just like Merry Melodies, just what Disney or whatever the hell did that, it's Looney Tunes as in Tunes. People just associate with tunes because it's a cartoon.
Cartoon, exactly. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so next one is a great one. This actually one used to get me. Did Curious George have a tail?
No, he did not. He was a monkey, but he did not have a tail.
Exactly. All right, great one. You know, you're 3 for 3 right now. Okay, cool.
Right.
So is it Sex in the City or Sex and the City?
It's Sex and the City. I always thought it was Sex in the City.
Yeah, me too. It makes. I swear I heard people say
It just makes more sense as a sentence. That's why.
Exactly. Like Sex and, bro. That's where it was Sex and.
What's the city doing? Just watching.
Exactly. All right. So next one. So I'm gonna say you haven't wore sketches before.
Oh, is it the spelling?
It's the spelling.
No T.
No T. You're right. I didn't even have to say
Dude,
that.
of course I wore Skechers. I got made fun of for them.
Oh man, understandable.
How am I wearing Skechers right now? I feel.
So you're 5 right now. 5. So Fruit Loops, is it fruit as in, how it's normally spelled Fruit, or is it fruit F-R-O-O-T?
It's normal fruit. I always thought it was fruit with 2 O's, but then when I had that real, no way.
You're wrong.
Wait, why is that?
It's fruit with 2 O's.
Is it actually with 2
It's
O's?
fruit with 2 O's.
You're
It's
kidding.
fruit with 2 O's.
No way.
It's not Fruit Loops as in that how it actually goes.
So it's like the inverse of what you'd expect then for this.
Exactly. See, and she got you on one. We got you on one. All right, so this really messed me up. All right, so that was our 6th question. All right, moving on to the 7th. We're only gonna do 10. So Monopoly Man, right? Did he have a monocle?
No, it is not.
Yeah, he didn't. I swear he had a monocle.
The reason why is because I play Monopoly on my phone on the occasion.
Do you not remember him having a monocle though?
It feels like you should though.
It feels like you should. It makes sense, right?
Because you have the top hat, the cane, the stash, and I feel like it's only because we're confusing with the, I was about to say the Pringles guy. Pringles guy don't even got a monocle.
He doesn't?
No, he doesn't. The Pringles guy don't got a monocle.
I swear Pringles had a monocle.
Dude, you want to know why we're also thinking? The peanut.
The peanut? He got a monocle.
He do got a
All right,
monocle.
let's make sure. Because if he didn't have a monocle, this is not even wrong. We're in a different dimension. No, it does not make sense. All right, cool. This one really. All right, I swear this one does not make sense. All right, listen. Pikachu's tail. Did it have a black spot on it?
Dang, this actually tripped me up.
This one really tripped me up.
I'm trying to remember because I remember the thing about the female Pikachu's and how they have like the hearts. I'm trying to imagine how it looked like. It looks so much more right with a black spot on their tail. I'm gonna say black spot, even though I know I'm wrong.
Black spot. All right, fine. All right, gotcha. You're wrong.
I know.
No black spot. I swear that doesn't make sense. I swear.
It sounds right though.
It sounds right. A black spot at the end of the tail. Right?
Because I knew I was wrong, but at the same time I felt more right.
All right, so that was our 81.
Alright.
9th one. Is there a hyphen in Kit Kat? Is it Kit Dash Cat or just Kit Kat?
Yes, I think there is a hyphen.
There's no hyphen.
There's no hyphens?
It's just Kit Kat. It's just
Dang.
Kit Kat.
I'm on a streak.
I know, man. You was on the street at first. All right, so question: did you wear Fruit of the Looms? Fruit of the Looms?
Oh, is it gonna be the cornucopia thing?
Yes.
There's no cornucopia. Everyone remembers a cornucopia.
No, this one exactly. Everyone remembers a cornucopia.
Mhm.
There's no cornucopia. That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense to me.
It
at
does
all.
not make sense. You remember cornucopia?
I remember the
Even
cornucopia.
Ryan remembers a cornucopia. That doesn't make sense. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the Not So Long podcast. Goodbye.